Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I gotta tell you, I thought I was pretty much done with the surprises for the pre-holiday season, little Christmas surprise when I brought you those Japanese Earthspark figures. Well, Amazon US and Hasbro said, "Ha." Because they decided to start trickling out some of the um, 2024 Legacy United. United, united, united we stand. United we stand, one and all. Little Judas Priest there. But Legacy United figures. And these are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Transformers. And every box is going to have that logo on it. 40 years. I am not processing that well. I am not. There are some of you who understand and are with me, and there are some of you who are like, "What's the big deal?" And let me just tell you, you'll understand the big deal when it's 40 years, the 40th anniversary or something you remember growing up with, you remember not existing before it did. But yeah, so the first figure I got now, uh, I don't know the release schedule. A lot of these, it's basically animated Optimus Prime, Thundertron, and Magnesius. They're technically all in stock now, but they have later shipping dates. But then again, this was supposed to come on Friday or Saturday, um, and it came on a Monday after I paid for it on a Sunday. So yeah. But anyway, this is Legacy United Voyager class animated Optimus Prime. This is a very uh, anticipated figure due to the popularity of the animated cartoon. I will be very honest with you right now. I am not a fan of animated. I do have some of the figures. I did get some of the figures over the years, but it's just the animation style. While I think Derek J. Wyatt's stuff was very good, and let's never forget that he helped um, reinvigorate the Scooby Doo franchise and relaunched it for not only the new millennium, but now 20 years past, where it is, I think, much more popular now than it's ever been. I just don't think it worked with Transformers. Um, Now, of course, like some of the other animated universe figures we've seen, like Prowl, um, they've kind of angled the curves a little and have given the figure a little more uh, pro- proper humanoid proportions, but they, I feel, still keep the flavor and the spirit of the original animated look, which I'm sure is going to be a bonus to a lot of animated fans, and they're going to enjoy that. Now, let me just also say this is a fantastic figure. The transformation is brilliant, so much so we're going to go forward and back with you. Um, but maybe I think I'll just point out some steps, points here and there. But it is a fun figure to handle. We are starting off in the truck mode. Now, I'm going to assume this is the Earth mode because there was a Cybertronian and Earth mode, and there were toys of both, but I really could not tell the difference. I mean, I have one of the deluxe Optimus Primes. I want to say that was the Earth mode, but who knows? The original Voyager toy had an automorph gimmick that didn't work more often than not. In fact, that was one of the unfortunate things with the animated line is that the figures look great. This is one of the reasons why I don't think the animated figures really need modern interpretations because the entire like they looked so screen accurate to begin with. The problem was there was the quality control, and this was a post move. The first post movie animated line was just all over, and it was generally crappy. I mean, you had figures breaking out of the package. You had gimmicks not working, like the Voyager Optimus Primes. You had stuff just being misdesigned, but this works. I mean, there are a couple points I will point out as we go that you might want to pay attention to. But yeah, so very nice. You got the fire engine, fire truck here. It does roll You might notice these wheels aren't rolling. That's probably more my display if I press down more. But on a carpeted or tablecloth, this will roll just fine. Uh, does come with its axe. Now, I do believe this might be the first time the axe is anywhere near being its animation design. It is blast effect compatible. You have a couple different posts here. This is the short version. You can actually pull it out, snap the handle into place, and you have the fuller axe. We'll take a look at that more in robot mode, but we'll just put that off to the side. The light bar section here is a separate piece. I'm not going to go ahead and remove it, but I believe that's the case because if I'm not mistaken, this is going to get repainted with a new head into Animated Motor Master. So they're doing it an homage to a BotCon exclusive toy. So that's kind of cool, I think. Um, and let me also tell you, this is a fairly small truck. It transforms into a nice sized robot. There's some tricks here with the legs that I think is really cool. But that's all stuff for the transformation, which we're going to get into. Just wanted to adjust the camera, but we're going to start with the transformation. And the first step is here is you want to come in and bring this back section down. There are some black tabs here that when going into vehicle mode, they're going to peg into some slots right here. Those are actually the part of the arm joints. So yeah, like I said, there's going to be some interesting transformation stuff going on here. The next step is you want to come into the front and you want to pull down the front of the truck, the windshield, I guess, of sorts. And what's really cool is let's take a look on the inside real quick. The clear plastic, that's an insert. This whole piece is not clear plastic, just the insert. That's really nice. Um, I do believe, unfortunately, that at least the head here of the axe is all clear plastic, but then painted. I could be wrong because I see pins going through it, so can't take it apart. But now this is where we're going to get into one of the trickier bits. So we're going to also remove this top section. Now you're probably wondering how that top section fits into place. There are very small tabs right there on each side of the vehicle mode doors. These are actually the arms and robot mode. And this comes up and over the top. And it is kind of what's supposed to happen is there are those very shallow ports, and the arms are supposed to peg into them. And what you end up having to do is kind of finagle so they line up. If they don't line up when you try to bring this section up, it'll actually push back. But once you have it situated like that, this will close up fairly nicely. Let's give it a little squeeze. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. I mean, to me, I think that's the fiddliest bit of the transformation. But anyway, so you want to open that back up, and what you want to do now is uh, bring out the bring bring out these panels here ever so slightly. These are the wheel. Oh, before you do that, you want to the arms tab into the side there, so you want to undo that so you don't pop the wheels off. And as you can see, there's Prime's head. We'll get into that more in a minute, but so what you then do is bring this section down, and you want to fold it down on that gray section right there. Bring the chest up so you have enough clearance. Um, and then what'll be the arms, you want to rotate up on the armpit joint, just like that. And then you're going to unfold the arms from the back, just like so. Bring them out to the side. Rotate them. Now you're rotating on the joint right here until the Autobot logo is facing forward, or just, you basically have the elbow joint facing forward. Uh, keep those out. And now here's a cool bit with the hands. You want to rotate the fists out, just pop open the forearm, close it up. no gaps whatsoever. Boom, boom. You want to keep this joint up ever so slightly just to, and what you want to then do is gonna angle these out to the side just to give you a little bit of room. Yes, they are meant to bend that way, don't worry. And you can close up the chest now. So just I mean, I usually like to wait, but you can do it. Just fold it up like that. There's some posts and tabs right there that'll keep it up. Remember, this does sit out on an angle. That is the design. Next, what we're going to do is come around to the back here. First thing you want to do is unpeg what will be the feet from the bed of the truck. And then you're going to pull out on the side here, and you're going to bring down what will be the bottom part of the legs. At this point, the instructions show rotating the torso, and this was a problem for me because I have to tell you, this joint right here was very, very stiff, and I ended up rotating the torso off of the hinge. So that is something to keep in mind. I have no idea why that happened, but yeah, it just popped right off. So the next step is while you have this like this, you can come in on the side here. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there are little tabs right where my finger is. They're going to go into slots on the inside of the wheel well, and that will help hold the chest in place, just like that. You can bring the arms down. I recommend leaving them up just to give yourself a little room to work with. Unpeg the legs, and then what we're going to do now is you're going to peg into the shin right there, right below the knee. Fold this panel up, and that will close. Do it again on this side. You can do it from the front or the rear. This is just where all the pegs are, so you can see, just like that. So that actually forms the legs. Love that transformation. It's been around for a while, so you can fold up the feet now. We're just about done. Go ahead, bring these arms down into position, and then, of course, come around the back, collapse the back panel. There are some tabs here, again, on the back of those wheel wells that are going to go into slots, angled slots on the back of the backpack here. Let's make sure we get it lined up. You know, a lot of times you're just going to have to like hold this at a weird angle just to see. But there you have Optimus Prime, animated Optimus Prime in its robot mode. And I do find it kind of interesting that we're looking at animated Optimus Prime right after the leaking of Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. You figure there had to be another Optimus Prime coming, and there was actually like a deluxe one coming, but you know, for a while this was going to be like the biggest Optimus Prime, I think, uh, for 2024. I mean, obviously we knew that couldn't have happened, but still. And I think you can see how they've angled some of the curves, but they've left some of the detailing. Like you have that curved shin right there, and you notice how the cut of the knee joint, so the legs sit with that pelvic to get that pelvis thrusting hero pose. That is very anime styled. The arms are much more proportionate to the body, but they still have some of that animated detailing and style. They are double jointed due to the transformation. You do have a fist rotation there. Um, Now, another concern point for me is the waist. It does rotate, but if you rotate this way, it's fine. But if you start to rotate this way, it does end up pushing the uh, mushroom peg out. I want to say there might be a little bit of mold flash on mine. I can't be certain, but just that could just be mine. But just so you're aware that that is a issue point. I think had that been covered and had that other mushroom joint been covered, I don't think we would have had the problem of them popping off. The head is on a ball joint, rather expressive. I am a little disappointed that we don't have the transforming faceplate. I don't know how many times it used the axe without the faceplate up, but that's just me. Coming in, get a closer look at the head. Uh, hmm, it is a little bit on the dark side there, but let's see if I can brighten this up. You do see the bluish eyes, so there is that. They to me it looks like they kind of brought down the chin a little, and it actually almost looks like a goatee or part of its helmet. So that's a little better, but you still recognize it as animated Optimus Prime. Going to bring the axe in. Now there is, of course, a post here. You can store it on the back, facing either way. In some designer pics, they actually show the axe pegging into the arm like this and being used as the as like a wrist blaster because the handle is compatible with the blast effects. I mean, again, I was another little bit of disappointment. It would have been nice to include that blaster gun, but I understand that the axe is a little more iconic. Oop, my fault, not the figures. But you can hold it. You can hold it this way in the short position, just like so. And then, of course, if you want to get a little crazy, you can extend the handle. It does snap into place, and you can hold it with a longer handle. Now, the instructions do show a two-handed hold, and I have to be honest. There's really only one way to hold for this to be held two-handedly. You have to raise the arm up here, turn it at the elbow, bicep, and wrist joint, and then bring the other hand in, turn it slightly. I mean, you can get it to peg in, but that's about it. Let's see if we can a little zoomy outy right now. Yeah, that's about. I had to zoom out all the way. I mean, it does get a little sizable, but there you have uh, the axe in a two-handed position, sort of an action type of pose. I mean, you can get it down further and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is a fun. I mean, this is a fun figure. Like I said, the transformation's incredible, and I enjoy doing it. I've done it. This is like the third time now I've transformed it, but there are a couple little quibbly spots that you need to keep an eye out. And just for me, like I said, I would have liked to have seen an included blaster. I think those mushroom pegs could have been done a little bit better. But you tell me. I am actually kind of curious. Does this ape any of the transformation from that original Voyager Optimus Prime, with like the spinning leg transformation type thing that kind of worked, kind of didn't? Um, but yeah, that's about it. We'll pause and we'll come back with my final thoughts. Like I said, I really do enjoy this figure of animated Optimus Prime. I think a lot of animated fans are going to enjoy it. I mean, obviously there are going to be some people who are going to complain because they might find it a little too modernized or classified or G1ified for their taste. But I think the designers did a really good job of just keeping that spirit of animated, especially in the legs with the crotch thrust and the protruding chest. Now, of course, that does lead into some issues, like we mentioned before, about a two-handed axe pose. I don't want you to think the figure's holding the axe with two hands now. The arm is actually sitting quite free. I just wanted to have a pose here where the axe was in frame. Um, but yeah, I mean, those are just minor quibbles. The transformation is like really fun. Like, I enjoy the fact that how they've collapsed the legs up in such a way that it does go for like a much smaller vehicle than you would expect. Um, it'll be interesting to see how they do the other animated figures that I think are coming in United. I know we're getting Bumblebee, um, and I want to say there's like might be one other. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, we kind of got Bulkhead already, but that was from the Prime universe, and Prowl was last year, so maybe we'll get Samurai Prowl. But definitely, I think animated fans should be happy, and this is a fitting tribute to the legacy and genius of Derek J. Wyatt. Let's not forget he unfortunately isn't around to see this figure and share his opinion on it. But that's about it for the review. If you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. Well, I will always appreciate the views. The likes, comments, and subscriptions help to communicate to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. Want to make the ultimate sign of support? I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you bring figures like this to you, as well as keep up the infrastructure of the channel. It is the season of giving, so maybe you can have a couple extra bucks here and there to throw my way. But I also realize that times have been really tough lately. And, speaking from personal experience, it is a struggle to try and get together and, uh, shop for your family. So you don't worry about me. I'm good. You guys always take care of yourselves first. As I always say, Patreon is a cherry on top of an already generous Sunday. That generous Sunday has been the over 10 years of support you guys have given me watching my videos. So, once again, thank you so much for watching. This is your old pal Chuck for Animated Optimus Prime. We will see you next time.